I guess what we've seen in the main is just huge growth in our publisher base, both in terms of the absolute number of publishers, but also the number of impressions that they are serving in over 100 countries around the world now. OpenX reaches about 30,000 publishers around the world on over 100,000 websites and domains, and we see a significant volume then of page impressions and ad impressions across our community. And we've seen the evolution of some of our publishers who a couple of years ago were pretty small, have grown way faster than the internet and are now delivering literally billions of impressions a month. And still, our technology has scaled with them basically to deliver what they need to deliver. So, and now I guess not just doing text and kind of the basic kind of HTML ads and banners, but also now some mobile ad serving, some video and some audio ad serving. It's been an evolution as broadband has become more ubiquitous around the world. I was previously with Skype, which is a business that also had a very global footprint. It started off as a Luxembourg company. We knew from day one, just focusing on our local market was not going to make a great business. So it was kind of global from day one, and OpenX has had a similar philosophy right from the start, supported by a very active global developer community. It's tough, right? So today we have the product in about 20 different languages, translated by the community, for the community. We are just a small team today, based out of a couple of different places, but we need to support publishers in 100+ markets. So frankly, we work very much with the community to help them support each other and to advise us how best to deliver service to them. And we find that works out pretty well. I guess there's just more of it, right? So people around the world are spending more and more time online and are using the internet for more and more tasks in their daily lives, for entertainment, for information, for e-commerce and so forth. And in some markets that's more ubiquitous than others, but overall it's just more content being consumed. And I guess the rise of user-generated content in the last couple of years has just driven this huge additional inventory onto the web that many publishers find hard to monetize in a decent way. Search has obviously become a much more important part of people's everyday experience on the web. And I guess there's a number of different ways in which it's just people are just consuming just ever more quantities of content online. I guess what's encouraging is that there are companies that are based outside of the Valley who are having a global impact online. So that is something which I think is new and different. Skype was an example of that, based out of Europe, and I think one of the next generation of major success stories online is bound to come out of China, for example, right, or India. There are some very, very smart people there developing some amazing product. It's now got much cheaper and easier to scale up an internet service on a global basis, and I'm sure we're going to see much more innovation coming out of those markets, for example, and Europe and South America, as well as the amazing kind of innovation hub that is Silicon Valley. The internet users demand, they want the pages to load fast. They want the content that they expect, that they're asking for, and they expect their data to be protected and not to be misused by the publisher on that website. And the best publishers around the world understand that and deliver that. And there are a few rogue publishers, perhaps, who don't understand that quite so well. And frankly, it's very easy on the internet to vote with your feet, right? So if the users don't like what you're doing, it's pretty easy for them to switch with a single click to a different provider of news or finance or video content. So, keeps you very honest as a publisher or as somebody working in the industry. You keep very honest by your users, and they're not afraid, certainly in our part of the industry, to give us feedback when we screw up and do things which aren't correct. But on the other hand, they're very quick to congratulate us when we do something which they like. We have a business which has grown. It's just an open source project that's grown from nothing to a very big footprint in over the last seven or so years. And frankly, it's grown through the contributions of the community, not only in terms of code contributed, but also ideas and concepts and just kind of brain power contributed to how to make our product better. And frankly, we have them to thank for where we are today. So open source is a fantastic model. Frankly, it's one of the few ways we believe that small companies and small projects can compete with the big guys. So Google, Yahoo, Microsoft, the others can always put a bunch of smart engineers in a room and come up with a solution to pretty much any problem. What we do is take the collective intelligence of our community around the world and apply that to solve a problem in a way which directly solves the needs of that community. We don't need to do focus groups, we don't need to go out there. We have this ongoing conversation with our community who then help us build the product. So it's a very much more tight relationship that we have with our end users and our publishers in our case. We think that's a very powerful model. I got hooked on Facebook, I'm afraid. Though I've kind of gone past, I've kind of gone through Facebook. I had a 3-month phase where Facebook was just kind of an important part of my life. I've gone slightly beyond that. I use Skype on a regular basis. I find that to be a fantastic use for both IM and telephony. I travel quite a lot, so it works pretty well for me there. So those are two things on the web that I use on an hourly basis.